Hi, I'm Clockins. Welcome to our YouTube channel. This is Tended Fatback. He's my fiance, and we are going to talk about our taste in music because we're obsessed with listening to Spotify. So, the point of this channel is most of the time we're going to be going song by song through some of our favorite albums or songs that I forced Tended Fatback over here to listen to. Sometimes we're going to talk about the merch that we buy at random concerts or just bad decisions on their merch stores, and then we're going to talk about the concerts that we go to as well. I am more of a indie rock, soft rock with metal influence listener, and Tended Fatback over here.
I mainly listen to heavier metal, rock music, and I do have random other genres that I'll listen to that she doesn't enjoy as much, like random country albums for some reason. But for the most part, hard rock, heavy metal, and then as we're going to, for this video, we're going to be going over our Spotify Wrapped for the year. She actually messed mine up this year, but we'll go through that as we're looking at it, and guess which band doesn't fit to what goes through here. But so anyways, the first thing we're going to be doing are our top artists and then the songs. So from that, we'll be, sorry, as we started this, went off. But so if you want to start with your top artists, do however many and I'll go through mine.
Alright, so I guess we'll start at number 5, we'll work our way to number 1, I guess. So number 5, we have the Home Team. They are one of my favorite bands at the moment. I think there's not a single song that I don't like by them, which really makes it where even if I'm not specifically listening to them, a lot of their music makes its way into my other playlists, and it just kind of keeps coming in. They're all over my TikTok all the time.
And we've also seen them
We've seen them live once. We saw Arrows in Action live.
Okay.
I've seen them 3 times, but
so then for my number 5 is Sleep Token. I don't think I really need to explain too much. If you know well, you probably know who Sleep Token is, but Sleep Token, just a very popular band. I have listened to their newest album when it came out on repeat, and then there's like 2 or 3 songs from that album that I listened to a whole lot, and because of that, that's why they're my number 5.
I think they ended up being like my number 8 last year because I was listening to Take Me Back to Eden so much. But yeah, whenever there's a new album out, they definitely shoot back all the way up.
So just gonna throw this in here, as she's gonna go to her number 4. We're gonna talk about them twice, but we're gonna go ahead and get it done. So her number 4 is
21 Pilots.
All right, and my number 3 is 21 Pilots.
So I don't know how it became my 4th and his 3rd because I definitely listen to them more. He bought me tickets to their Scaled and Icy show. Then we went last year to their Clancy show, and then this year I went to their Breach tour. So I was listening to Breach, I was listening to all their other songs in kind of preparation with like the lore and everything, and then he just threw on playlists to get me in the room while he was packing card orders, and now they're higher for him than they are for me.
And I think also our household Alexa that we use,
she turned on.
She did turn on, sorry, shouldn't have said her name, but since we use her, the majority of the time if I'm cooking or anything like that, I'll try and, they're a good middle point. Like, I don't mind them at all, but they're not definitely a band that I want to listen to 24/7. So if I'm cooking and she's in the room, I would put them on. And also some of their lighter some of the lighter bands I listen to, I guess, kind of bring them in. So I think that's what happened. And again, if I hear them, I don't turn it off. So I think overall it just all converged to them making it on my list, unfortunately.
I think too, they're one of those bands that if you get in a mood to listen to, you could accidentally listen to them for 9 hours at a time, and so it just kind of messes with the statistics.
Because they didn't make my top 5 songs, which we will also get into. It made my like number 7 or 8. I think.
No, I think it was like number 15, but it was, you played it like 30
But it was
times.
a lot, and it's not even a song she likes. But I think, again, that was one of the ones that got pulled in. So that was her number 4 and my number 3. again, if she wants to go to her 3, I'll mention my 4 next, just because we can keep going down the list.
So my number 3, we're kind of leaning away a little more from the rock and kind of going more into indie now on my side. So I have Almost Monday. They were also one of those, like, just every song was a vibe. I didn't even know who they were at the beginning of this year. I would start mix a playlist for me type thing, like a day list, or like the other bands that are higher up. It's close enough that it would pull them in, and now I'm like constantly listening to them.
And my number 4, since we skipped to my 3 somehow, for 21 Pilots, is Landon. Okay, I'm gonna say his name wrong. Towers or I don't know. It's Tewers. He is the lead singer of The Plot in You. So I do like The Plot in You a lot, and found out he had a solo career. So last year, right before I quit my job and everything that I was doing then, I was driving forklifts all day, and I would listen to his solo stuff, and that's like all I would listen to. And one of my favorite songs by him, I think even this year, it's in my top songs, but I listen to it like on repeat all day. And I like his music for that a little bit more, just because it's not as heavy, but it's also got him singing and screaming, and a little different than what he does with The Plot in You. So that was my number 4, but realistically would have been my number 3 if 21 Pilots hadn't done this. So going to number 2, I'll go ahead and give mine here, because I think we both enjoy this band a lot, is Archers. Archers is rock. I guess some people would throw it into the metalcore genre, because that's what...
They also are known for, like, pop covers in a metal way, so they have, like, The Hills is one of their biggest songs, so it's kind of more of a... They would scream, but I would know the lyrics because it would be more of a mainstream song. And then we ended up seeing them both in February and July.
Yeah, and we've seen them 3 times total.
Yeah, we saw them last October as well. So we kind of found them, I think, on the way to the Beartooth concert last January, and we just kind of have been listening to them nonstop for like 2 years now.
Yeah, and we missed them when they played like a super small show in our area. They came down here and played, and we missed them. But now, of course, we've seen them 3 times, and I think the last time we seen them, they headlined that one. So,
and we bullied them into playing Blanket Fort. We did it, chat. We did it.
That is actually a funny thing. Got to meet the singer because he was doing the merch sale after the second time we seen him.
That was the first time, actually. But it was the first time we only talked to him the first time.
Yeah, so she went and got a picture. We talked to him for a second and mentioned playing Blanket Fort, and he's like, it's like the most requested thing. But he mentioned, like, you know, that song does have a lot of higher notes and stuff.
Their tip jar was literally the Blanket Fort Fund. So
that was also the thing, too.
Tragic. It was like they were, like, just throwing it in our face.
So, we're happy to have seen them again. Pretty cool. And yes, they did finally play Blanket Fort during their show. So now for your number 2.
Alright, so this is a very small band called Friday Pilots Club. They are such a fun listen to. I don't think there's a single song that they've put out that I do not like. It's just so fun. I don't really know what else to say about that. You should really look into them if you haven't.
So then going to my number 1 would be The Plot in You. Get it? It's funny because they're on my thing twice now. So, of course, Plot in You's lead singer, Landon Towers, it's my number 4, of course, and I just love The Plot in You. I used to listen to them a long time ago, which the album behind me is The Plot in You, one of their older albums. That's when I listened to them, and then they kind of fell off for me. I didn't listen to them for a really long time. And then when we went to go see Beartooth, they were opening for Beartooth, and I really wanted to, of course, see Beartooth and them because I was like, oh yeah, it's been a while. So I really got back into them, and their music is really good. He does do some singing, but also screams as well. And then, like I mentioned earlier, for solo stuff, it's more singing, and he does mix in other genres than that. But overall, they were my number 1 artist for the year.
Alright, and then my number 1 kind of goes with number 2 and 3. Half Alive, they are a pretty small band. At one point, they did open for 21 Pilots, so I guess my entire top 4 kind of goes together. I ended up seeing that they had a tour that they were doing on Groupon. It was really cheap. I decided to go by myself. I binge listened to their entire discography like back in March and April, and then I think the rest of the year all I did was like Half Alive radio. So it pulled in Friday Pilots Club, it pulled in Almost Monday, and a little bit of 21 Pilots. So it kind of just made that entire genre really high on my list this year.
So from that, we're going to lead into our top songs. We're kind of probably going to go through these a little bit quicker, just to go ahead and wrap up some of these. And then I guess we'll give our amount of time listened. And
your top 5 songs are very obvious based off of your top 5 artists.
So they are. So number 5 is Say This Sober. That is by Archers. One of my favorite songs by them. Number 5. Number 4 and number 3. Number 4 is She Thinks of Me, and number 3 is Gospel Therapy. Both are Landon Towers songs. 2 is Forgotten, and that is from The Plot in You. I think that's the title of their newest album also, or most recent that I've listened to.
I think that is also one of the songs I like the most by them, so I think when I would make, like, I would choose the radio for us, it would also come up as well.
And then number 1 is Bitter, which is by Archers also. So I have 2 Archer songs, 2 Landon Towers songs, and then I have The Plot in You, just main song. Also, just the last things on these screens for us. I had 56,028 minutes listened to this year. My top genre is metalcore for mine.
Alright, and then my top 4 and 5, the band is called Floya, and Weaver and Wonders were my top 5 and 4. So they are a very small band. I think they're a spin-off band. They're more of a vibey rock. I don't know why Floya didn't make it up there, but you know, they're really fun. And then number 3 is Ego by Little Image. That was also kind of in the Half Alive radio sphere. I liked that song, and then I put it in a playlist, and then it would play in both places. Same with Cough Drops by Almost Monday. Constantly would hear it in the radio. And then my number 1 song is Leave in 5 by The Main. This song is just really good, like, gets you hyped up, just makes me want to dance. So I'd be like driving to work and I would just play it like 2 times in order to have the energy to deal with children. So I would play that, and then all the other songs were kind of in a playlist with that song because it kind of created the same vibe. So I think it just kind of fit in both Half Alive radio and in the playlist, and so I just listened to them like 50 times. So.
Yeah, so something that isn't on this screen that we have also our top listened to albums. I don't know if you know what yours was, but mine was Windwalkers, and not because, again, the band, perfectly fine, no problem with them at all. It was just their main song was...
Hang Fire?
Yes, was good enough that I never turned it off, so it wasn't like, oh, I hear the song, oh, I like it, I'm going to leave it on. But also, it fit with every band that I listened to, because they're kind of a softer metal rock type stuff. So they fit into like every category. They were either a little heavier than 21 Pilots, which we pulled up a bunch, but so it would pull them in, or if I was going, they're a little softer than The Plot in You, so it would also pull them in. So with that, I just kept getting them. So that was my top album. Not actually the one I think I listened to the most or the most times through or anything like that, but for how they counted this one, that was mine. Do you know what yours was?
I do know what mine was, but we skipped my minutes in my genre.
Oh,
so
I'm sorry.
I had 42,658 minutes listened to. We usually use my account when we were in the car, but for some reason it has both of our Bluetooths going, so it would play his Spotify, but it would never come through on the radio. So it definitely milked his time a little bit. And then I also did soft rock as my top, so I kind of encompassed everything that like you might not think applies as rock, but also like a little too soft to be metal. And then yeah, so my top album was Breach. So one, I was going to the 21 Pilots concert, so I was trying to learn all the new lyrics for their new album. I also made City Walls, which is the first song on that album, my alarm, because it just kind of like pumped me up. And then when I would turn on my car, it would just like play the rest of the album. So it just kind of worked out that way. But mine made sense. I knew why mine was there.
I also knew why mine was there. Not because, again, I like the band, but not because I listened to them all the time. It was just, it would pull their songs off because it came close to all of mine. But with that, that is our top songs and artists for the Spotify Wrap for this year. Maybe we can do like a comparison. I don't know if we have a way that you can go back years and look up your other ones. Mine changed a little bit, but the Plotting You and Archers, I know hit myself last year. I think the only ones that were also on there was Beartooth, or no, it would have been Wage War and Falling in Reverse.
I know that Half Alive I had listened to previously. Like I had like 2 songs that were really high up, but other than that, I didn't really like listen to them constantly. Almost Monday definitely wasn't up there because I definitely discovered them this year. 21 Pilots I think was up there because they put out
Probably.
Clancy. Yeah, anytime they put out a new album, they make it back to my top, but whenever they don't, they're like number 10-ish, like just since I've had Spotify. Home Team maybe.
Yeah, the
Probably.
Home Team.
I think it was on both of ours last year.
The Home Team was on mine this year, but only for, I think it was most played albums. I think they came into the top
Fistful of
5.
Life.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
there's that. But anyways, so that'll be it for this video. If y'all have any questions or anything about our music taste or any of that, or albums you want us to cover, just a little hint behind us right now, you'll see our 2 of our first 3 album reviews. And then in the links below, hopefully we get this all set up. I already have it set up for my other account, but hopefully for this one we can get it set up correctly. We'll have links to any of the vinyls that we have posted or like put up behind us. And also maybe if they do it, if we can put like a digital copy of their albums or anything, we can put those up. That way you can go to them. And another thing we haven't talked about, but I just thought about now that I think would be a good thing to try and put together, is maybe a Spotify list that we could link to off of one of our accounts. That way, any new albums we talk about or any of that, we can maybe put in our top songs. As we have those marked in our format that we're going to be doing for those, maybe we can throw them in there, and that way people can maybe find some of the bands that we talk about, even if you don't already listen to them.
Yeah, maybe do like a Cloaken's taste versus Fatback's taste, and then just copy our entire Spotify playlist. Or
Maybe not mine. We'll have at least one of mine off of there.
well, I mean like the most listened to for
okay.
like the Wrapped, but yeah, we'll see.
Anyways, thanks for watching. Leave any comments, questions, any of that down below, and go ahead and subscribe and all that stuff for us. And
if you like any of the bands that we mentioned today, leave other recommendations in the comments. We are constantly looking for new bands. I've been trying to take anybody that shows up on my TikTok and be like, oh, let me listen to them if they're similar to what I like, and see smaller bands that we haven't heard of before.
yeah, the smaller bands we like also just because we can go see them in shows local to us, or even if they are a little bit away, see them in a smaller venue before they do get
and
a
their
lot
tickets
bigger.
are cheaper.
Yeah, that helps a lot. But anyways, thanks for watching. Peace out.
To talk about our taste in music because we're obsessed with listening to Spotify. I just hit that bucket.
You're gonna cut out your I hate that bucket.
It's gonna be blooper.
Go ahead. Okay.
All right.